What's happening YouTube? Cheeky Croatians here, and I'm going to be talking about the Euros 2024. The final between Spain and England was a good match. Both teams performed well. Spain were the better team, obviously, because they won the match. But if I'm going to be real, as a football fan, I am happy Spain won over England. I think Spain were the better team this tournament by light years. Let's put Spain and England together. We've got Spain in the red corner. Spain had the hardest group out of everyone. They had Italy, the defending champions. They had Croatia, runner-ups of the 2018 World Cup. And they had Albania, all in the same group. Spain not only managed to get through that group, they managed to win it, get first place, and beat all three of those teams. And that's what I consider a group of death, where anyone could go out. Anyone could have gone out of that tournament. So yeah, that was the beginning of Spain's superiority in this tournament. And then they had Georgia. They were behind 1-0, but managed to come back and thrash Georgia 4-1. How impressive is that? And then after Georgia, they went against the host of the tournament, Germany. Yes, Germany, they're not the powerhouse they used to be, but still, when you're the host of something, when you're in your home turf in all sports, you have the advantage. You've got the mental advantage because everyone's going to be cheering for you. You've got the judges and officials advantage because it is home turf. So yeah, it could have been a tough game for Spain. That could have been the game I could have seen Spain going out. And they managed to beat the host Germany. After Germany, they had France, who I would say was the favourite to win the tournament. I was originally predicting France was going to win Euro 2024 because with Spain, their squad was quite young, which does make their achievement even bigger. They had quite a young squad compared to France because as the further you get on in the tournament, you start to go against the bigger teams. You go against the big superstars like the Mbappes, the Salibas, the Jude Bellinghams, the Phil Fodens, which can be quite a lot. Spain managed to beat France and then they beat England in the final, of course. And yeah, Spain overall had a very good tournament. Rodri played amazing as he always does. And there's a lot of young talents like Nico Williams, who I'm definitely looking forward to checking out more of. And also, I think Cucurella had quite a good tournament because I know Cucurella wasn't exactly the most popular amongst football fans, especially Chelsea fans. He had quite a bad first season for Chelsea. But honestly, that season, everyone was bad at Chelsea, so there's no really point worrying. But yeah, he managed to turn around and assisted the winner of the final. Now let's move on to England. God, England, why? You know, it's sad because the England team that I saw in this Euros was a shell of itself. It wasn't the England team I saw in the 2018 World Cup. It wasn't the England team I saw in the 2020 or 2021 Euros, whatever you prefer to call it. And it was not the England team in the 2022 World Cup either. It was the worst I've seen England in a while, let's just say. They had Serbia, which they beat, but in the second half they were poor. And then after that, they had Denmark and Slovenia, and they were draws. They were leading against Denmark, and then Denmark equalised, and Slovenia, nothing happened. That was a very boring game. And then they move on to the knockout stages. Then they had Slovakia. 0-0, and then Slovakia got a goal, and it was going to get to the 90th minute, and I thought, oh God, England's hard. And Bellingham scores that banging bicycle kick and gets it to extra time, and then Kane gets a goal shortly after England are through. Yes, it's a win, but it's not the full convincing 90 minutes win. The fact it had to go to extra time wasn't good. And then we get to Switzerland in the quarterfinals. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch that game, so I can't really say much because I was at work, but it went to penalties. And yes, penalties, they're not easy. I'm not gonna go as far as to say penalties are easy. They can actually be quite difficult, but they are 50-50 chance they could go either way. So England got through to the next round through penalties, and then they had Netherlands in the semi-finals. And you know what? I will actually give England credit for beating Netherlands. That was a good performance after coming back from behind, and then they had the final and lost. But yeah, England were just disappointed in this tournament. as a football fan, I'm just so much happier Spain won over England, because funny fact about England, in the knockout stages, there was never once when they were started the game, leading the game. It was always being a case of they were always coming back from behind. And now, which, yeah, it's still good to come back from behind, because winning's winning. It shows a sign that England do have that fight in them. But still, it wasn't a good performance. And I think Spain deserved this so much more, especially with their young squad. Because as I said earlier on in this video, when you start to go against the more experienced players who have been there for the finals, been there in the big tournaments, like the Champions League or the final day of the Premier League or La Liga, it can be quite a lot going against those people who've got that mental experience over you. And the fact that Spain managed to beat the previous champions of the tournament in Italy, the host of the tournament, Germany, and two of the favourites, France and England, all in the same tournament, was just impressive. And as a football fan, I am so excited to see what the future of the Spanish national team holds. It's going to be interesting seeing them in the 2028 World Cup and even the 2030 Euros. I can't wait to see where Spain goes next. As for England, I'm not Southgate out, but I do think Southgate needs to start evolving, making some changes, because this is the second time they've come so close to winning and then coming short. Like in the 2020 Euros final against Italy, they shouldn't have parked the bus 2 minutes after the first goal. They should have tried to have hunted for another goal. And this is a mistake I think England makes a lot. They did it in the Denmark game. They score a goal and they just pull back, park the bus and hope they're not going to get another goal. In those cases, you should be hunting for more goals. Like look at Spain against England in the final. Spain were hunting for goals that entire match. They were hungry for goals because they knew anything could happen. And yes, England did equalise, but Spain continued and then managed to get the winner, I meant, sorry, I didn't mean to say winger. And now look, they've won the tournament. So yeah, I also think Southgate needs to try and change up the lineup. I think Kane should have been dropped. I think playing Trent Alexander-Arnold as a CDM when he is a right back was a bad move. I think you should have given that to like Conor Gallagher. And also, I think should have dropped Foden or Bellingham if they weren't playing well, given someone like Cole Palmer a chance. Because Cole Palmer was honestly one of the best players this tournament. He did a really darn good job, even though he was just a sub. You could see his impact he made in the game, especially in the final when he got the equaliser and that. So yeah, that's what I think Southgate does need to do with the 2026 World Cup. He needs to try and experiment more with other England players, not just stick with the same lineup over and over again. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Euros 2024. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos.